Dear listeners, welcome to History with Herodotus, where the tapestry of time unfolds before our very ears. Today we embark on a fascinating journey to explore one of the most pivotal battles in human history, the Battle of Midway. This epic clash of naval titans, fought between the United States and Japan, would forever alter the course of World War II. As we delve into the earliest history of this fateful encounter, let us first set the stage for the drama that was to unfold. In the early months of 1942, the world was ablaze with conflict. The Japanese Empire, under the leadership of Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, had been expanding its dominion across the Pacific, leaving a trail of conquered territories in its wake. On January 15, 1942, the Imperial Japanese Navy had launched a series of amphibious assaults on the Solomon Islands and New Guinea, further solidifying their grip on the region. The United States, still reeling from the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, was determined to stem the tide of Japanese aggression. It was amidst this tumultuous backdrop that the seeds of the Battle of Midway were sown. Let us transport ourselves to the strategic outpost of Midway Atoll, a tiny speck of land in the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. Located approximately 13 miles northwest of Honolulu, Midway Atoll was a crucial stopover for naval vessels and aircraft, providing a vital lifeline between Hawaii and the Philippines ditch. As we explore the historical context of the Battle of Midway, it becomes evident that the Japanese Navy's strategic objectives played a significant role in shaping the events leading up to the battle. Admiral Yamamoto, determined to draw out the United States Pacific Fleet and destroy it, had been planning an operation to capture Midway Atoll since the beginning of 1942. The Japanese Navy's combined fleet, comprising 6 aircraft carriers, including the Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, and Hiryu, was poised to strike at the heart of American naval power in the Pacific. On April 18, 1942, the United States launched the Doolittle Raid, a daring bombing mission against Tokyo and other Japanese cities. Led by Lieutenant Colonel James H. Doolittle, the raid was intended to boost American morale and demonstrate the vulnerability of the Japanese mainland. Although the raid caused minimal damage, it had a profound impact on Admiral Yamamoto's strategy, as he became increasingly obsessed with destroying the United States Pacific Fleet and preventing further attacks on Japan. As we delve deeper into the events leading up to the Battle of Midway, we find that the Japanese Navy was not the only force at play. The United States Navy, under the command of Admiral Chester Nimitz, had been working tirelessly to strengthen its defenses in the Pacific. On May 7 and 8, 1942, the United States and Australia clashed with Japan in the Battle of the Coral Sea, resulting in a strategic victory for the Allies. Although the Japanese had suffered significant losses, they remained determined to capture Midway Island and secure their dominance in the Pacific. The Coral Sea battle marked a crucial turning point in the lead-up to the Battle of Midway, as it thwarted Japan's attempt to capture Port Moresby in New Guinea and forced Admiral Yamamoto to reassess his strategy. Meanwhile, the United States Navy was busy deciphering Japanese naval codes, providing vital intelligence that would later prove instrumental in the outcome of the Battle of Midway. As we conclude this segment on the earliest history of the Battle of Midway, we find ourselves poised on the threshold of a pivotal moment in world history. The players are in position, the strategies are set, and the fate of empires hangs in the balance. Join me as we navigate the treacherous waters of June 1942 and witness the dramatic events that would forever change the course of World War II. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we're exploring the pivotal Battle of Midway, a clash of naval titans that would forever alter the course of World War II. In our previous segment, we set the stage for this epic encounter, tracing the events leading up to June 1942, when bravery, cunning, and luck would intertwine to produce one of the most stunning upsets in military history. As we delve into the heart of the battle itself, let's transport ourselves to the strategic outpost of Midway Atoll, where the United States Navy was busy preparing for the impending Japanese attack. Under the command of Admiral Chester Nimitz, the U.S. Pacific Fleet had been working tirelessly to strengthen its defenses in the Pacific. The Coral Sea Battle, fought just a month prior, had thwarted Japan's attempt to capture Port Moresby in New Guinea and forced Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto to reassess his strategy. Meanwhile, the United States Navy was making significant strides in deciphering Japanese naval codes, providing vital intelligence that would later prove instrumental in the outcome of the Battle of Midway. The code-breaking efforts, led by Commander Joseph Rochefort and his team at Station Hypo, had been working around the clock to crack the Japanese Navy's encrypted messages. On May 25, 1942, they made a breakthrough, deciphering a message that revealed the Japanese plan to capture Midway Atoll. Armed with this crucial intelligence, Admiral Nimitz began to formulate his strategy. He knew that the Japanese Navy would be approaching Midway Atoll from the northwest, and he planned to ambush them using a combination of carrier-based aircraft and land-based planes from Midway Island. The U.S. Pacific Fleet, comprising 3 aircraft carriers, the Enterprise, Yorktown, and Hornet, was poised to strike at the heart of the Japanese Navy. On June 4, 1942, the Japanese Navy launched its attack on Midway Atoll, with a force of over 150 aircraft, including bombers, fighters, and torpedo planes. However, the U.S. Pacific Fleet was ready. At 6:00 a.m., the first wave of American aircraft took off from Midway Island, comprising 27 Marine Corps dive bombers and 6 Avengers. As the Japanese planes approached the atoll, they were met with fierce resistance from the U.S. aircraft, which had been lying in wait. The battle raged on for hours, with both sides suffering heavy losses. However, the tide of the battle began to turn in favor of the United States when a group of dive bombers from the Enterprise in Yorktown caught the Japanese carriers off guard, sinking 3 of them, the Akagi, Kaga, and Soryu. The Hairyu, the 4th Japanese carrier, was also severely damaged and would later sink. As the sun began to set on June 4, 1942, the Battle of Midway had reached its climax. The Japanese Navy had suffered a crushing defeat, losing 4 aircraft carriers, 1 heavy cruiser, and hundreds of experienced pilots and crewmen. The United States Navy, on the other hand, had lost 1 aircraft carrier, the Yorktown, and 1 destroyer, but had emerged victorious. The aftermath of the Battle of Midway marked a significant turning point in World War II. The Japanese Navy never fully recovered from its losses, and the United States Pacific Fleet began to gain the upper hand in the war. As we reflect on this pivotal moment in history, it becomes clear that the bravery, cunning, and luck that characterized the Battle of Midway would forever change the course of human conflict. In our next segment, we'll explore the far-reaching consequences of the Battle of Midway and examine how this epic clash shaped the outcome of World War II. Join me as we navigate the complex web of alliances, strategies, and battles that defined the war in the Pacific. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we're exploring the pivotal Battle of Midway, a clash of naval titans that would forever alter the course of World War II. As we move beyond the intense battle itself, which we examined in our previous segment, we now delve into the far-reaching consequences of this epic encounter and how it shaped the outcome of the war. The aftermath of the Battle of Midway marked a significant turning point in World War II. The Japanese Navy never fully recovered from its losses, including 4 aircraft carriers and hundreds of experienced pilots and crewmen. This loss severely limited Japan's ability to project power across the Pacific, halting its expansionist ambitions and setting the stage for the Allied counterattack. In the months following Midway, the United States began to gain the initiative in the Pacific. The Guadalcanal Campaign, which started in August 1942, was one of the first major land battles between American and Japanese forces. Although it was a brutal and bloody fight, the U.S. Marines eventually secured the island's airfield, providing a crucial foothold for further operations against Japan. The Battle of Midway also had significant strategic implications for the war in Europe. With the Japanese naval threat neutralized, the United States could focus more resources on supporting its allies in the Atlantic and Mediterranean theaters. This shift in resources contributed to the eventual Allied victory in North Africa and Italy, setting the stage for the D-Day invasion of Normandy in June 1944. Furthermore, the Battle of Midway showcased the importance of intelligence gathering and code-breaking in modern warfare. The U.S. Navy's ability to decipher Japanese naval codes, thanks to the efforts of Commander Joseph Rochefort and his team at Station Hypo, provided critical information that helped prepare for and ultimately win the battle. This emphasis on intelligence would become a hallmark of Allied strategy throughout the war. The bravery and sacrifice displayed by both American and Japanese forces during the Battle of Midway should not be forgotten. The losses suffered by both sides were significant, with over 3,000 Japanese and 362 American lives lost. However, the outcome of the battle ensured that these sacrifices were not in vain, as it paved the way for the eventual defeat of Japan and the end of World War II. In conclusion, the Battle of Midway was more than just a pivotal naval engagement. It was a turning point in the war that had far-reaching consequences for the outcome of World War II. Its impact on the strategic balance in the Pacific, the shift in resources to support Allied efforts in Europe, and the emphasis on intelligence gathering all contributed to the ultimate Allied victory. As we reflect on this epic clash, we are reminded that history is often shaped by a combination of bravery, cunning, luck, and strategic decision-making. The Battle of Midway serves as a powerful example of how these elements can come together to change the course of human conflict, leaving behind lessons that continue to influence military strategy and international relations to this day. Join me next time on History with Herodotus as we explore more pivotal moments in history, examining how the past continues to shape our present and future. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.